Hello everyone, and welcome back to Financial Freedom Files. I'm Felix. Have you ever stood in the middle of a grocery aisle, staring at two different brands of pasta, and felt your heart start to race? Or maybe you've sat at your kitchen table with an unopened utility bill, feeling a literal weight on your chest, unable to move? If you've spent years, or maybe your entire life, relying on someone else to handle the money stuff, that sudden transition to being the primary decision maker isn't just stressful, it's paralyzing. Today, we are diving deep into a phenomenon called money paralysis. We're going to talk about why your brain seems to freeze when you try to take control of your finances, and more importantly, how you can thaw that freeze and reclaim your cognitive bandwidth. This isn't just about learning to budget. It's about moving from a state of financial dependency to becoming a confident, independent decision maker. Phase 1. The why. Validating the paralysis. If you're feeling stuck, I want you to hear this clearly. Your brain is not broken. You aren't lazy, and you aren't bad with money. What you're experiencing is a documented psychological shift. In the world of behavioral economics, there is a concept called the scarcity mindset. Research have shown that when we are under intense financial stress or facing a major life transition, our mental bandwidth is consumed by the immediate problem. Their studies found that this mental load can actually lower your effective IQ by up to 13 points. Imagine trying to navigate a complex financial landscape while your brain is effectively operating on a massive deficit. That is the reality of money paralysis. Your RAM is full, and there's no room left for long-term planning. This is especially common for those escaping financial dependency. Whether you are coming out of a long marriage, leaving a supportive family home, or moving on from a controlling situation, you've spent a long time without using your decision-making muscle. Think of it like a physical muscle that has atrophied. If you haven't been the one choosing the bank accounts, paying the mortgage, or balancing the books, your brain hasn't developed the neural pathways to make those choices easily. And here is a truth we often ignore. Money is rarely just about math. It's about identity. When someone else holds the mental map of your financial life, they also hold a significant piece of your autonomy. Reclaiming that map is a massive emotional undertaking. Before we go any further into the science of how this impacts your physical health, I want to invite you to join our community here at Financial Freedom Files. If you're finding this helpful so far, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon. We release deep dive guides like this every week to help you navigate your journey toward independence, and we'd love to have you with us for every step. Now, let's talk about the long shadow of dependency. A study from the University of Edinburgh recently looked at the financial aftermath of major life shifts like divorce. They found that the emotional pressure of the transition often leads people to make short-term survival choices, like ignoring debt or avoiding investments, that cause significant long-term regret. This isn't because they don't care. It's because the executive function of the brain is being hijacked by a survival mechanism. The American Psychological Association confirms that money is a leading cause of chronic stress in adults. This stress triggers a fight, flight, or freeze response. When you avoid opening a bill, you aren't being irresponsible. You are performing an adaptive survival behavior. Your brain perceives that bill as a threat, and its way of protecting you is to keep you from looking at it. But in the modern world, avoidance only feeds the monster. Before moving to phase 2, I want to ask you, have you ever felt that brain fog when looking at a bank statement? Or is there one specific financial task that makes you want to look away immediately? Drop a comment below and tell me what your paralysis trigger is. Is it budgeting, investing, or just opening the mail? Sharing these experiences helps everyone realize they aren't alone in this. Phase 2. The how. Tactical steps to independence. Now that we've validated the why, let's talk about the how. How do we break the cycle of money paralysis and start building your financial literacy? We do it by lowering the stakes. The first step is creating what I call a safe-to-fail zone. Before you touch a spreadsheet or a calculator, I want you to practice financial mindfulness. For the next 3 days, don't try to change your spending. Just keep a Feeling journal. Every time you swipe your card or pay for something online, jot down one word for how you feel. Are you anxious? Proud? Numb? This takes the math out of the equation and helps you reconnect with your money as a tool, not a threat. Once you've identified the feelings, we move to the survival formula. You've probably heard of complex budgeting systems, but when you're overcoming dependency, you need simplicity. The formula is income minus savings equals expenses. Your first goal is the paralysis antidote, a starter emergency fund of $500 to $1,000. Why is this so important? Because it proves to your brain that you have a safety net that you built. Having even a small amount of cash that belongs solely to you acts as a psychological buffer against the scarcity mindset. It gives you the RAM back to start thinking clearly again. If you're ready to start building that safety net, make sure you've subscribed to Financial Freedom Files. We create videos that help you through your journey. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss those tactical guides. We're in this together. The third step to curing money paralysis is structural predictability. This is about creating an environment where your brain doesn't have to guess when it's time to be stressed. Our first example of this is automation. Take the human out of the loop. If you have to manually decide to save money every month, you are inviting the paralysis back in. Set up one automatic transfer, even if it's just $20, to go from your checking to your savings the day after you get paid. By automating, you remove the fear of clicking the button. But structural predictability goes beyond the machine. It includes your routine. This is our second example, the weekly money date. Pick a specific time, say Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. This time is where you sit down for exactly 20 minutes with your bank app and a cup of coffee. During this time, you aren't allowed to make big life decisions. You are simply observing. You look at what came in and what went out. Why does this work? Because it schedules the stress. When your brain knows that money talk only happens on Sunday at 10 a.m., it stops hyper-vigilantly scanning for financial threats on Tuesday afternoon or Thursday night. You are giving your mind permission to rest for the other 6 days of the week. Predictability is the natural enemy of anxiety. The fourth step is rebuilding your financial identity through micro skills. You aren't going to become a Wall Street expert overnight, and you don't need to. I want you to master one micro skill per week. 1 week, learn how to read your credit report. The next week, look up the difference between a debit and a credit card. By stacking these small wins, you move from the identity of the dependent person to the person in training. Now, I want to talk about something that is often ignored in the world of financial influencers: the power of consistency. We live in a culture that loves the big win. We love the story of the person who made $1 million on a single stock, or the person who paid off $50,000 in debt in a single weekend. But here is the truth. Consistent wins will outrun inconsistent victories every single time. Think of it like this. If you try to run a marathon once a year without training, you will likely injure yourself and never want to run again. But if you walk for 15 minutes every single morning, by the end of the year, you've covered hundreds of miles. Finance is exactly the same. An inconsistent victory might be a sudden windfall or a no-spend month that is so strict you end up binge spending the following month. That boom and bust cycle actually increases money paralysis because it makes your finances feel volatile and scary. Baby steps aren't just okay. They are actually the gold standard. A consistent win is tracking your spending for 7 days in a row. A consistent win is choosing the generic brand of coffee every morning for a month. These might feel small, but they are doing something vital. They are building trust with yourself. When you were dependent, you trusted someone else to steer the ship. By hitting these baby step goals consistently, you are proving to your subconscious that you are a reliable captain. You are teaching your brain that you can set a small goal and actually achieve it. That internal trust is the foundation of true financial independence. According to financial literacy principles from organizations like Morgan Stanley, the most successful independent managers aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who have the most consistent habits. Compound interest doesn't just apply to your money, it applies to your habits. If you get 1% better at managing your money every day, you won't just be twice as good by the end of the year, you'll be nearly a lot times better. Financial freedom isn't a destination you reach by being perfect. It's a skill you develop by being persistent. Your bank balance doesn't define your worth, and your past dependency doesn't dictate your future independence. Here is my challenge for you this week. Pick one small financial task you've been avoiding. Maybe it's checking your balance, or maybe it's calling a service provider to ask about a charge. Or maybe your win is simply setting that money date on your calendar for this weekend. Do that one thing, and then come back to this video and let us know you did it. Every baby step is a nail in the coffin of money paralysis. The mental map of your life is now in your hands. It might look a little blurry right now, but every consistent decision you make clears the fog. I'm Felix, and this has been Financial Freedom Files. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.